1, 2, 3, now. Ooh, that's good. You do got that fishing affliction. That's good. Woo! Boy, don't get no better that first thing in the morning. Woo!
How big is this fish? How big is that?
Oh God, what a monster. An absolute monster. Woo! Man, that fires me up. You know what?
Big dog, it's time to wet a line, cause it's Fishin' Affliction time for those who've got it bad. Well, mom and dad's grab the kids, it's time for the fishing show. Me and the big dog's gonna go catch them down at the fishing hole. Well, you better stick around, cause you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing hole. We're gonna try to catch a biggin', yeah, that's what we're wishing. Cause me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Yeah, me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Yeah. Yeah, and we've got it bad.
I've got that fishing affliction.
Hey, I'm Hot Defo, and I've got that fishing affliction.
Hi, I'm Denny Brower, and I've got that fishing affliction.
Hey, I'm Mark Menendez, and I've got that fishing affliction.
I'm Bobby Lane, and I got that fishing affliction. Hi, I'm Chris Lane, and I got that fishing affliction.
I'm Shaw Grigsby, and I got that fishing affliction.
Just like me. Here, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy, here.
A little over 3, you think?
No.
4? 5? Well, folks, it's time to wet a line because it's Fishing Affliction time, and welcome into today's episode as the big dog and I are taking no mercy on Percy with some great Percy Priest fishing action. Today's Fishing Affliction product spotlight features the #1 lure company in all the world, Strike King. Can't get enough Fishing Affliction TV? Then be sure to subscribe to us there at our YouTube channel and our brand new Vimeo channel. Also, be sure to like our ever-popular and growing Facebook page, and at the end of the show, you'll meet the Fishin' Affliction Facebook Friend of the Week. So sit back and enjoy part 1 as the big dog and I are taking no mercy on Percy with some great fishing action on Percy Priest Lake, right here on Fishin' Affliction TV. Oh, you caught me. Reel magic is out, the birds are chirping, the sun shines out. Got my Akuma rod and reel, my Seaguar line, my Strike King baits, and of course my Mustad hooks, Onyx life jackets. I've got everything that our sponsors give to us to go fishing on Percy Priest today with the big dog, and I'm excited. Springtime is here, haven't had a chance to fish with the big dog in such a long time. Looking forward to it. Yesterday I caught a monster rockfish on Old Hickory Lake and 2 gigantic largemouths, including one that came up to the boat, not including one that came to the boat, another 7-pound fish. But we are rigged, ready to go. I've got to get my stuff together. I just got the phone call, typical big dog fashion. Hey, Dan, can you be over here in 15 minutes? Well, folks, it takes me 45 minutes to get over there, but I'm on my way to fish with the big dog for Fishing Affliction TV. Man, the adventures of the day. I'm excited, and thanks for joining us. Let me squirt down this reel magic a little bit more on a couple more of those Akuma reels with that Seaguar line on it, and I'm gonna be ready to go. And I'm just excited to come fishing with you today, buddy.
Well, good.
I mean, you know, fishing with the big dog, that's a treat for me, man.
Well, good. Well, we'll see you.
All right, big doggy. Well, I'm on my way. Excited, excited, excited.
All right, buddy.
All right. See you in a bit. Too cool. Too cool fishing with the big dog. Somewhere there's a big dog. Well, folks, as you can see, I couldn't find the big dog where he would normally be. And that's when I remembered that he had recently become a horse whisperer because the big dog had taken in a couple of abandoned and abused horses. And he was tending to them and talking to them, making sure that they were all right before we could go fishing. Big dog, I hope that you're better at catching fish than you are with telling this horse to stay away from the fence.
That horse is waiting for me to leave, and it's going to reach its head over this fence She's too daggum smart for her own good.
Maybe she's smarter than the average big dog.
Come here, come here, come up here, come here, come here. Give me them lips.
Big dog, how can we be making a fishing show if we're out with horses? You've been on the phone with real estate. How are we going to catch any fish today? How? I can tell you, and don't be jealous about what happened yesterday on Old Hickory Lake with a 30-pound rockfish. Let's move on from that conversation.
All I can tell you is, let's go fishing. You did a good job yesterday. You had a big largemouth. You had a couple big largemouth.
3 big largemouths.
All right, 3 big largemouth.
A rockfish.
He wants everybody to know this. A 30-pound rockfish. I've never caught a 30-pound rockfish. I get told this all the time, so everybody else may as well know it too. But we're going bass fishing today, which is what I do.
Yes, you do. Obviously, you do that hopefully a little bit better than being the horse whisperer.
Well,
do you have Fishin' Affliction? But you are beautiful. You are that. Okay. You're beautiful too. All right, big doggy. Let's go do it. You want to know about that big rockfish?
No.
I can tell you about that big rockfish.
I don't want to hear about it, big rockfish.
I can tell you all about what it feels like.
Yeah, I know.
It's fresh on my
I'm sure
mind.
you're going to about 5 times today.
Well, folks, there's no doubt that the 2 lovebirds here are almost inseparable, but the big dog and I are heading to Percy Priest to take no mercy on Percy with some great fishing action from the wilds of Percy Priest Lake. But speaking of in the wilds, let's go see some pictures from this week's
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild.
Folks, Mickey Short is busy catching bass, holding one in his hand, and look at the one on his forearm. What a cool tattoo. And folks, Miss Peggy Coon sent this picture of her Dr. Interlandi, holding a beautiful Harpeth River smallmouth, and this is Peg's beautiful mom holding a Kentucky Lake smallmouth. What a fish. Folks, you can post your pictures there on our ever popular Facebook page, seen by thousands of fans of Fishin' Affliction every day, and maybe you'll see that picture right here on the big screen.
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild.
You're the rookie. This is your moment.
Market 15 pounds, 10 ounces, steel champions this year. Kentucky Lake Strike King.
When you tie on a bait by Strike King.
Hey man, we got your back.
You're standing on the shoulders of legends.
Smyrna Ready Mix is an established company that handles business daily with integrity and professionalism. Whether you're a general contractor, professional builder, or a do-it-yourself homeowner, SRM has your concrete solutions. With several convenient locations in the Middle Tennessee area to serve you, the only call you need to make is to SRM, ready to serve you with integrity and professionalism.
Fishin' Affliction's Facebook page. Like it.
Well, folks, after launching that Ranger boat, it was time to get on the waters of J. Percy Priest so the big dog and I could show no mercy on Percy. And folks, the lake conditions that we'd be fishing today, well, the big dog had never seen them this way on Percy Priest.
How far down is old Percy Priest here?
It's right at as low as I've ever seen it. I mean, you'll see, if you don't know the lake and you can get out here and ease around, it's a great time to see all the structure you fish during the year.
You got some good water temperature where we've launched at, but we're not going to be fishing where we're launched at, obviously.
No, but it's right now we're in the time when it starts hitting that 60-degree mark, these fish start going bonkers, man. Boy, we got a front coming. We may not catch a fish, but it'll really surprise me if we don't.
We might have the biggest ringer on Fishin' Affliction TV. And of course, keep in mind, folks, that the king of the rockfish is in the boat with the big dog. You, me, you, me. Well, after the big dog didn't find any humor in my rockfish comment, he fired up that Mercury motor on that Ranger boat, ran to the first fishing hole, made one cast with that triple rig, and we had the first fish on of the day. I think.
He killed it and pulled the A-rig off. I mean, thanks for the help, little fishy, but I'd rather you got the hook in your mouth.
And you profess to be a professional.
No, I don't profess to be a professional.
But you dress like one.
Yeah, I do dress like one.
Look like one. Cool.
But guess what?
You were hung up. Fish pulled it off.
I was hung up with a Tennessee rig, and the fish grabbed one of the baits, I guess it was hanging off, and pulled it back towards me. I felt him hit the thing and got me unhung, which I appreciate that, but I'd have rather hung him. I'm just like that, you know.
All right, well, maybe we'll have one that you can actually show us what it looks like.
Well, after the big dog missed his chance, it was time for me to catch the first Percy Priest largemouth of the day.
Monster, it's a strong fish. First one of the day, big doggy.
Yeah.
Strike King. Oh, let me find it. That is a Strike King. What is that, the Pro?
It's a spinnerbait.
I know it's a spinnerbait, but it's the, what model is that? The Premier?
It's a Pro Premier Elite ½ ounce.
How come I don't have any of these?
You got it on your rod, don't you?
I'm stealing it later. You rolling?
Yeah.
Oh man, how pretty is that, big dog?
That's a good fish.
How big is that? Woo!
That should be a keeper.
That right there. Look how he hit that, big dog. Look at that.
Yeah, he
is that
good.
one in that bait?
Yep. That's a keeper. We'll go ahead and put him in the box for the afternoon shot.
Next cast. Very next cast. A little over 3, you think?
No.
4? 5? You're no fun.
I'm waiting for you to put him in the box.
I'm going to, big dog. I don't want to lose my Kuma. My side is this side, big dog.
Oh, here we go.
My side.
All right, goodbye.
Now, folks, as you can see, I'm 2 for 2 in catching these Percy Priest largemouths, and both on that Strike King Premier Pro model spinnerbait. But now let's take a look at some of the other gear that we're going to be using today as we're taking no mercy on Percy. In addition to those Strike King Premier Pro model spinnerbaits we're throwing, we'll also be throwing the KVD 1.0, 1.5, and 2.5 crankbaits and those soft plastic Strike King caffeine shads. Our high-performance Akuma rod and reel combination will include a medium-action 7'6" C3-40X rod and a Krios high-speed reel. Those Akuma reels will be spooled with 12-pound test Tatsu fluorocarbon made by Seagar, and Mustad's KVD treble hooks are added to all of our Strike King crankbaits. And throughout the course of the day, we'll be spraying down our outfits with Blakemore's Real Magic line conditioner for that added castability and distance. Now, as you can see, this Fishin' Affliction gear list is working good for me, but you know, it's not working too well for the big dog. But I want to tell you folks, it has nothing to do with the gear.
Rolling, big doggy.
Come on. What?
I'm not so sure you had one.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not sure I had one.
I'm not so sure that my fish doesn't weigh 3 pounds either.
Yeah? Well, what about this one? No, he come off too. Well, when you're throwing a little bitty bait with little bitty hooks, you gotta really get a hook in them.
Do you sometimes change them out to a bigger hook?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, sometimes I'll go to this bait here really, most of them have a 6 on it on a 1, and I'll go to a 4 on them on the back a lot of times.
You ever dress out the little ones with the feather or anything, or no?
No.
No.
No, these are, it affects their action too much doing that. But there's a lot of bait working back in here. The temperature's just over 60 in this one little tiny pocket here, and we're just working a few of these little fish out of here, seeing if we can get a decent one. Since you done caught a keeper back here.
And yours was a keeper, if I'd have seen it.
No, it was not a keeper, I don't think. But he was, I mean, probably 14 and a half. Might have been 14 3/4, but he wasn't a keeper.
Okay. And it does have to be a 15-inch fish on Priest.
Yeah, unless you're catching spots, and they're 12 inches, and smallmouth are 18.
Well, folks, there's no doubt that the big dog knows the size limit of bass there on Percy Priest. It's just a matter if he can catch them. And I've already got one in my side of the live well, and you know the big dog don't like that. And in a moment, we'll be right back with some more fishing action there on Percy Priest as we're taking No Mercy on Percy. And when we come back, on this week's For Hunters Only, Scott Hickson of Poindexter's Outdoors and the ultimate sportsman, Mr. Jim Summers, will tell you how to get your bow and your firearm ready for the upcoming deer season. All of that when we come back. But right now, let's head upstairs to the kitchen to see what Miss Vicky's got cooking this week. In the Skillet with Miss Vicky, the most delicious part of Fishin' Affliction TV.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and today I'm going to show you a different way that you can use cauliflower as a side dish. This recipe is for cauliflower au gratin, and now for the ingredients. You will need cream of mushroom soup, milk, minced garlic, cauliflower, grated Swiss cheese, and crumbled bacon. After steaming our cauliflower in the microwave for about 3 minutes, we're going to add in our milk. Now let's add some garlic. Add half of your cheese. And now add your cream of mushroom soup and get this all mixed together really well. Now spray your baking dish with cooking spray. And we're gonna add our cauliflower to this dish. After smoothing it out in the dish, we're gonna add the rest of our cheese to the top. And now add our crumbled bacon. Now we're gonna bake this at 350 for 45 to 50 minutes. After this finishes cooking, you will be ready to sit down and enjoy this delicious cauliflower au gratin. You can find this recipe at intheskillet.com, and be sure and click on the YouTube icon to see this recipe as well as all of my other In the Skillets. I'm Vicki Porter. Tune in next week to see what's cooking in the skillet.
S11 sunglasses makes it like the water is not even there.
Hey everyone, recently I've been talking about some of the opening seasons that have occurred in Tennessee dove and wood duck and teal. There's a lot more to go yet, and the way to find out about them is to get a copy of this guide right here. This is the Tennessee Hunting and Trapping Guide, the 2014 and 15 version. The agency's celebrating its 65th anniversary. Anyway, go get a copy of this. If worse comes to worse, you can go to tnwildlife.org. The full guide's on the website, but if you like the hard copy, and I know most of you do, I know I do, here it is right here. It's ready for you. It's all across the state. And make sure you go to page 6. That's where the agency has listed all the things that have changed this year, things that have been added or things that have been taken away for various management reasons, Page 6 of the guide. Get it and get out, because we got a whole lot of stuff opening in the weeks ahead, and I'll be talking about that right here on Fishin' Affliction. I'll see you next week.
On today's Fishin' Affliction Product Spotlight, I want to talk to you about the #1 lure company in the world, Strike King. And folks, they just keep doing it, making the best lures and plastics that you can put on the end of your Seaguar line and fish with. From the 5XD, 6XD, 3XD, and folks, the 10XD, fishing it down to 25 feet now. Incredible. And folks, Strike King has the #1 pro staff in all the world of professional bass fishing, led by the #1 angler, Mr. Kevin Van Dam, who helps design these exact lures that you will get from Strike King. Check them out at StrikeKing.com and get you a bunch of those Strike King lures at your favorite bait shop. And now back to Fishin' Affliction TV.
Fishin' Affliction's YouTube channel. Watch it.
Welcome back to Fishin' Affliction TV, and this segment of the show is brought to you by Ranger Boats, Mercury Outboards, Deca Batteries, Akuma High Performance Fishing Gear, Seaguar Fishing Line, Mustad Hooks, Onyx Life Jackets and Rainwear, Fraybill, Real Magic, Rugged Marine Electronic Mounts by Ram Mounts, Wigwam Socks, BBG Marine, and Tournament Wear.
For hunters only, brought to you by Poindexter's Outdoors in Gallatin, Tennessee, serving the sportsman since 1965, and PaulPollocksDeerLures.com, producing the greatest selection of all-natural buck and doe deer lures on today's market.
Folks, let's join Scott Hickson of Poindexter's Outdoors as he tells us how to get our bows ready for hunting season.
One of the most frequent questions we get asked is, people start pulling their bows out, and they ask us, they say, what do I need to look for on my bow to make sure that it's okay to shoot? One thing you want to look for is to make sure that the string is not fraying bad and has been waxed properly. Another thing you want to look for is to make sure that the rubber tubing, if you're shooting a rubber tubing peep sight, is in good condition. Rubber tubing will deteriorate over time and it can break on you. Those are some of the things that you can do yourself. Any other problems, give us a call down here at Poindexter's and we'll get you taken care of. Give us a call at 452-7550.
Well, folks, there's no doubt that the fine folks there at Poindexter's Outdoors in Gallatin, Tennessee can take care of all your bow hunting needs and also your firearm needs. And let's meet up now with the ultimate sportsman, Mr. Jim Summers, who's also a member of Fishin' Affliction's Sportsman's Hall of Honor, as he shows us it's never too early to get ready for the upcoming firearm season.
That's true. With all the seasons, some of them open and everything, it's time to get them ready to go and keep them clean. And I try to clean them at the end of the year, which is for me is usually January, and then I wipe them down and all of them at least twice during the year, and then just before hunting season starts, I get them out and clean them completely again where they need it. They don't need it, but I just go ahead and do it again to make sure they're in good working order.
And although you know that this gun is empty, no matter what, you're always going to check the breech of that gun.
The first thing you do is open action, pump this one. This is a pump, automatic, whatever. Break single barrel, double, break them down. Make sure that's the main thing. An empty gun is not going to cause an accident.
Folks, whether you're an avid bow hunter like I am or a gun hunter like the ultimate sportsman, Mr. Jim Summers, it's time to get ready for hunting season. And whatever type of problems that you might run into with your firearm, get on over to Poindexter's Outdoors there in Gallatin, Tennessee. See Buddy, Scott, Chris, or any of the fine staff there at Poindexter's, and they will help you get ready for hunting season. And while you're there, don't forget to pick up your Paul Pollock deer lures. Absolutely the finest buck and doe deer lures on today's market. All right there at Poindexter's Outdoors in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Rolling, big doggy. Come on.
Well, folks, when we went to commercial break, the big dog was having a little problem catching those Percy Priest largemouths.
What?
I'm not so sure you had one.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not sure I had one.
I'm not so sure that my fish doesn't weigh 3 pounds either.
Yeah. Well, what about this one? No, he come off too.
And folks, it wasn't only the largemouth that the big dog was having a hard time catching.
That would have been one I'd like to have the camera rolling on.
Well, that was pretty when he come out, huh?
Oh man, he jumped. He jumped. He threw that 1.0, but that was a keeper smallmouth right there.
Pretty fish.
And I mean, he was in nothing for water. That was a good looking smallmouth there. Best looking one I've seen on Priest all year that I've had on the end of my line, of course. I'm not fishing for them all the time, but we're in an area where you can sure catch them.
Or miss
not. He didn't jump a 3 foot in the air. I don't know how he thought my thing.
There's a little sound we like to do when you miss one. It's called wah, 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 wah.
Well, folks, you have to know that it's only a matter of time before the big dog finally catches a fish. And he sure enough did on the very next cast. Just not the kind that he wanted.
Big old largemouth, I guarantee you.
Is it?
I guarantee you this is a big one. No, it's a big old drum. Dang it. Woo!
Is it a money back guarantee?
Well,
how's your heart?
Buddy, he hit that nothing for water. I thought it was a monster, and it was for a drum.
Well, I'm gonna let you and your drum have the front deck.
Me and the little drummer boy.
What do you need?
Would you hand me a plier, please?
So they called him Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, the big dog's drum.
I'm very shiny. I'm a very shiny drum. I will see y'all later. Goodbye.
They get you fired up, though, don't it?
I've had a largemouth, a smallmouth, and the only one I caught was a drum in this little stretch right here. So, what's coming next? I switched rods, switched lines, went to a lot better action rod for throwing this little bait, dropped from 20 to 12, and adjusted, and at least it didn't pull out, because if it had pulled out, I'd have swore it was a monster largemouth.
And you did anyway, it's on film.
Yeah, you're right. Nope.
Ooh, it's a big one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's a big one.
Are you having fun? Go to the back of the boat.
You know, the first time I haven't been able to fish with a big dog and I don't know how long. I'm so enjoying myself. He's so much fun. He's always excited, whether it's a drum or the largemouth that I catch. But I want to tell you something, just a treat. But here he is, doing what he does best.
Hanging up.
Rolling, big dog. Ooh, nice one. Keeper?
Yeah, he should measure. He should measure, boy. He was breathing. He was what I call breathing dirt. Oh. He's right at a keeper. I don't know if he'll measure or not, but he'll be close to it. But he's not one we need for the end of the day, Stringer, for sure. But fun to catch, fun to catch. I finally got a largemouth in the boat. How about that, man?
You sure did. I don't know if it was a keeper, though.
Well, he was a keeper to me.
Well, folks, so far, I'm taking no mercy on the big dog as we're fishing Percy Priest. But on next week's episode, the big dog turns the tables, folks, and does something here on Fishin' Affliction that we've never seen before. So tune in to Fishin' Affliction TV next week, and you'll see.
Oh, it's 3, big dog. It's 3. Is it 3? It's 3. Are you kidding me?
This week's Team Fishin' Affliction featured Facebook friend is
Keisha Wilson.
And thanks for being our Facebook friend. For your chance to join in the fun and become an official Team Fishin' Affliction featured Facebook friend, simply like us on Facebook. And be sure to write a comment on our wall. As always, a big thank you to all of our national and local sponsors for providing us with the most advanced technology and highest quality products and services. Be sure to visit each of our partners online through the sponsor links page on our official website at FishinAffliction.com. And this is your old pal Matthew Gillen, the voice of Fishin' Affliction TV, hoping that you'll tune in next week, because there's no doubt that Dan and the big dog got it bad. They've got Fishin' Affliction for those who got it bad.
You'll catch Godzilla.
You know what though? That fish probably, how you think that fish was? 5 months?
I would say about 5 minutes.
Huh. A spring hatch or something.
He still had milk on his lips when he came up.
Go to the back of the boat.
Come on, big dog. Come on. That's funny.
Yeah. Look.
Get him, big dog. Get him.